Michael Myers is scary on screen, but we're going to focus on something that can be even scarier to face, and that's conflict. Handle it the wrong way, and you may just lose your relationship, and no one wants that, especially when it comes to that family unit. So, how do you have an open conversation and still keep everybody together? Well, Thrive and Shine co-licensed marriage and family therapist supervisor Kathryn Thalken is here to answer that and how to take the scary out of that big C word, conflict. Hello, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
I am so good. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's start with the big picture, actually. Why is it so important for families to rethink how they view conflict in the first place?
Definitely. So what we know is that it's not really about having the conflict that matters. It's about how we have the conflict, right? So every family is going to have conflict. It's a part of life because we're not all the same. Everybody's different. And so it's about how we have that conflict that matters.
Yes, indeed. Okay, now you say that both avoiding conflict and constant fighting can be damaging in different ways. And so walk us through what each of those look like in a family, why finding that middle ground is so important.
Yeah. So what we know is that avoiding conflict, right? So we're like, oh, maybe I just let that lie over there.
Let me just be quiet.
Yeah, I'm not going to deal with that. Well, guess what? It's going to pile up. It's going to happen, right? It's going to burst open at some point in time.
Exactly.
And then at the same time, when we have constant fighting, that's instability, that's children not knowing, hey, what's going on?
Are
what's
we
happening
okay?
next?
Are we not?
Exactly.
Right.
So we have to find the middle ground of having conflict, but doing it in a healthy way.
Okay, so what are some practical tips then to keep those disagreements respectful and not escalating beyond what we want, especially in front of the kids?
Exactly. So one of the biggest things is understanding that we have to keep our tone in check, and we also have to make sure.
Which is so hard.
It is. I understand. I totally get it. But we have to, right? We have to keep our tone in check. And then we also have to really be mindful and make sure that the way that we're speaking to our spouse or our children even is a respectful manner, and using words that are respectful and keeping it in a sense of, okay, hey, this is somebody that I love and care about.
Okay, so we have to remember that we do have an audience, because I feel like a lot of the times, and people say this all the time, like, we can't argue in front of the kids. It's going to mess them up. You know what I mean? Is that true? Do you think that's true?
It's not.
Okay.
So here's the thing, is that how do our kids learn? By watching us, right? So if they see us have conflict in a way that's respectful, but even if maybe we get a little off kilter, right, and we do an argument that maybe wasn't the best, it's about that repair. So showing our children how we repair after a conflict is really the most important thing.
So put it on display, but make sure you put it on display with the correct tone, with the correct response. Okay, I get that, right? If you're gonna not have the right response, take it into the bedroom and close the door. Get it out there. Now, how much are kids really absorbing? Because I know you said they watch us and they tend to take in everything that we do. Do you think it's the same for caregivers? There are people at school, the people around them who take care of them, grandparents.
Definitely. So what we know is that for us as humans, right, about 75 to 80% of how we communicate is body language. So if our children are seeing our body language be in a way that's not necessarily open and able to receive and hear things, they're going to take note of that. They're also going to take note of how our tone is, what our face looks like, the words that we're using during that conflict, both with them and with other people around them, right? So with their school, with their friends, they're going to see all of that.
And then they'll enact it themselves.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that. Now, there is a healthy approach to this, right? You talked about that healthy repair if things do fly off the handle. What does that necessarily look like? Is it going back to your kids and saying, okay, mom flew off the handle for half a second, but this is how I should have responded?
Exactly. That's exactly what you want to do. You want to acknowledge what you did. Give a genuine apology, right? It's not just, okay, I'm sorry, right? It's a genuine, hey, I'm sorry because. And then address what you're going to do next time differently. So for instance, if we need to start using I statements in the family, right? I feel XYZ as opposed to you never, right? We want to focus more on how can we actually communicate that and focus on not putting blame on somebody else, right? And taking our responsibility. So that's really what it is.
And I think this is awesome to use as far as when you're in conflict with your own child, right? Or when they're not doing what you told them to do and they're not cleaning up their room, right? And you're frustrated and the gentle parenting isn't working, you know what I mean? And you're at that brink. It's like, okay, how do I reassess to get them to understand? So using those same tips, tone, the way we respond in general, any signs that a family is on the right track of handling conflict well?
So are we noticing how long the conflict's lasting, right? Are we getting this kind of taken care of in under 15, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
If we're able to take care of it quickly and we feel okay afterwards and we feel like our connection is still there, then we're handling conflict the right way, right? Not breaking connection is one of the biggest indicators that we're handling conflict in the way that we should be.
Okay, so we're not holding grudges in the rest of 2025. We're letting them go.
Letting it go. Yeah.
I'm gonna try and use that in my own life. All right, tell me, where can we find you? So much more information and any tips. Maybe they have questions for you too.
Definitely. So thriveshineco.com or 817-415-0908.
Very, very good. All right, and that website is on your screen, you guys. Thanks so much, Kathryn, once again.
Thank you.